Page 48, this is a 3-minute technique. With this lesson, they're introducing you to the word tempo. Another Italian word. For music, it means speed. How fast does a piece go? What is the tempo? That's what these little markings are above the staff at the beginning are for. To tell you an idea, just an idea of about how fast the piece should go. Speed is interpretation. How fast do you think it should go? On this page, you see the first example. They say steady, moderate tempo. Isn't that nice? It should always be steady. I don't need the word steady. Moderate just means somewhere in the middle. Just a steady, moderate speed. No hesitations, no nothing. Just keep going. I'm not going to go through this. You can go through these. This is good sight reading right here. If you want to sight read, just try and perform it. Just right off the bat. If you don't know the names of these notes, do the play and say it drill. Go through that. The first one's for the right hand, second one's for the left hand. You can have fun with that. It's a study in seconds. Remember, a second, an interval of a second is the next note, which means all of these are just going up the keyboard or down the keyboard. Whatever. Okay. If you have any questions, you're welcome to ask. On page 49, they have some music theory. So let's just briefly cover it. In the first one, they want you to do the correct description. So the first one is here. Well, which of those descriptions underneath described what was there? First one, I repeated the note. I played it again. And then I went down a second, and then down a second. So which of those says repeat, down a second, and it's the second one. So that's the correct one. The next one is, so what was that? Well, I went up a second, then I repeated, then I went up a second. So which one is that? Up a second, repeat, up a second. Well, that's the third one. The next one, the last one in the first line there, here, I'm using different fingers on the notes. It's not important on the fingers. What we're interested in is the pattern of the notes. Where's it going? Well, here I'm going up a second, down a second, and then repeat. So up a second, down a second, repeat. That's the first one. In the second line of examples, we have here, well, I'm repeating, then I go up a second, and I repeat. So which one is that? Repeat, up a second, repeat. That's the second one, the middle one. Then the next one in the second line is here. Well, I go down a second, repeat, up a second. Down a second, repeat, up a second. That's the third example, the third answer. The last one is here. Well, I go down a second, down another second, and then repeat. Down, down, repeat. That's the first answer. Then the last line, bass clef. You don't have to use the left hand on these, but okay, it's more comfortable for me. So I go down a second, up a second. There's no repeat. So down, down, up. That was the second answer. Next one is here. So I go up a second, repeat, up a second. Up, repeat, up. What's that? Up, repeat, up. That's the last one. And the last thing is, so it's down a second, up a second, down a second. So it's down, up, down. What is that? Down, up, down. That's the first answer. So we went through all that stuff. They say play example, notice the fingering. I just told you I ignored the fingering. You can use any fingers you want. It doesn't. I don't see the fingering here as important. But if you want to do that, you go right ahead. Then on the C pentascale, asking somebody else to do the duet part at the bottom of the page here. I did it a little fast because that would be bum, 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 bum. You don't have to go that fast. Slow it down. But the idea is make something up. That is, you improvise. The improvise means you're just kind of making it up as you go along. You're basically using these notes in the scale, whatever, and you're just playing notes. You can do that. There's no answer, no correct answer here. It's whatever you come up with. So that if I play it slowly, just come up with something. They don't have to be quarter notes. You can play. Just make up something. I don't know.